The Uncommon Expose, where I'm changing your life by sharing someone else's. Will you help me change someone's life by hitting subscribe? Trigger warning, this episode discusses heavy drug use, parental loss, suicidal thoughts, and relationship breakdowns. If any of these things are triggering for you, please proceed with care. Well, hello, welcome to the Uncommon Expose. I get lots of questions. How do I meet people? This has been a completely organic, meeting, and you were excited, ready to share your story, and I am so excited and honoured that you are using my platform to get your voice out there. So, as always, I'll get you to introduce yourself, what your story is going to be about, and then we'll just crack on.
Awesome. Okay, well, my name is Jade. And I'm going to be talking about my life from the age of 15 and the way I navigated drugs and alcohol until very recently this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And how old are you now?
28.
So over 10 years, 13, 14 years. Wow.
Yeah. It started from the age of 15.
Yeah.
I think I was mostly struggling, probably within myself with things and not being able to cope with my own emotions, my own feelings, not knowing where to really put things. Mm-hmm. It resulted in me deep diving into drugs.
Yeah.
Probably I remember from the age of 15, I was drinking. But it was a normal thing. So my mum and dad were alcoholics. Okay. And to be honest, I now see that they were alcoholics. But back then, it wasn't a thing to me. It was normal.
Yeah.
I was drinking a lot. And to be honest, I just started getting a bit tired of drinking.
Yeah. When you say drinking a lot, do you mean like binge drinking on the weekends or even during the week as well?
Sometimes during the week as well.
Yeah, okay.
And I was bored. So it was like, what can we do?
It's very cultural as well in Australia.
Yes. And in a country town, little regional country town, Shepparton.
Yeah, okay.
We don't have beaches. We don't have big, cool shopping centres. We didn't have any of that stuff. So all we really had was our house and our friends and alcohol and drugs.
Yeah.
I went from binge drinking, and this wasn't like my mum would buy me the alcohol. Mm-hmm. So I remember for my 16th birthday, I asked for a bottle of vodka. Mm-hmm. And I finished school, I think about 3 p.m. I finished early because it was my birthday, and dug into this bottle of vodka from 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
Wow.
And I was absolutely plastered by 8:30 p.m. that night.
Were you with friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
My friends hadn't come till about 6 p.m. though.
Yeah,
so
okay.
2 hours of drinking by myself at the age of 16 is a little bit ridiculous, but anyhow. And that night I ended up in the shower. My mum, had to shower me because I was so out of it. Yeah. And that was, my first big introduction to that sort of lifestyle.
Yeah.
I got tired of sort of just drinking, was just getting bored.
Yeah.
I started hanging out with some different sort of friends at this particular house where there was older men. There was older brothers and stuff that had obviously access to drugs.
Yeah.
And that's when, I started taking just pills, ecstasy.
Yeah.
At age 16.
God, that's so young.
Yeah. And that was every weekend. So from Friday, finished school, Friday, Saturday, it was just, that was what we were doing. And it wasn't even like a party thing. We were out jumping on the trampoline on pingers.
Okay. Can you describe what, pingers, taking them in, what that feeling is like? Because you said you're bored of alcohol.
Yeah.
And there will be people who have never experimented with any drugs.
The drinking of the alcohol, you drink the alcohol, have a few drinks, and then, have a pill. The pill is like, it just makes you feel, you just feel like really, I guess, loose, happy, confident, confidence, a lot of confidence, and just really relaxed. You want to dance. That was sort of the feeling of what that pill gave you. Yeah. It was definitely the confidence for me, which is why I liked it. I don't think I was a shy girl, but I held a lot of stuff in and I let that all out when I would take the pill. Yeah. And after a month of, taking ecstasy, I was into the MDMA. So that was a whole other thing. And that was like...
Still 16.
Still 16, yeah.
Wow.
And the feeling of MDMA is like... how would you explain it? It's like a euphoric sort of... Like... you just really... Your body is like... free, like you just feel free. Yeah.
And how would you take MDMA? Through a pill?
Capsule.
Okay.
Through a capsule. But I actually, I got tired of the caps and I started just having the powder. Although not the powder, like the actual pure MDMA out of the bag, and snorting it.
Yeah.
And that was, from 16 to 17, I was doing that, partying. And then I turned 18. And this house I was still at, doing all the drugs at, this person that was obviously feeding us the drugs.
How old do you think he was?
He was 25.
Okay. So like 10 years older than you.
Yeah. He started experimenting with ice, which that was all done in front of me. I wasn't interested in it at all. Yeah. I was quite happy. Pills, MDMA, drinking every weekend. And, but then I also got into a relationship. And we were going through a bit of stuff with this relationship. He was, he'd normally pick me up at a normal time. Started picking me up a lot later, ignoring my text messages, ignoring my calls. And I was like, what is going on? And then just, his behaviour completely changed, but I still had no idea what was going on. He started getting angry over little things. And I was just like, wow. And then I was in the car one day and I found a crack pipe. And I was like, wow. Yeah. And I confronted him about it and it was like, oh, no, that's not mine. And I was like, oh, okay. And I knew what it was from seeing it at this other house. Yeah. And I was like, what is going on? And I wasn't really I was 2 years younger than this who I was dating. Yeah. And I was not as confident to sort of be like what the heck are you doing? Yeah. Like, I know you're lying to me. Yeah. So instead of doing all of that, I decided to go and try the drug myself.
Oh, wow.
And yeah.
With him?
No.
Okay.
At this house.
Yeah.
I decided, I'm going to do it. I just wanted, what's so good about it? Why is it being hidden from me? Why?
Yeah.
So.
That's such an interesting, thought process.
Yeah. Why would my brain do that?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But yeah, so I decided to give this drug a try. And to be honest, it didn't really do much for me. And everyone else was asking me, how do you feel? And I was like, I feel sort of normal. Mm-hmm. It was more the next day when, obviously, because with ice and meth, you don't sleep. And obviously didn't sleep that night, didn't eat. And I had a lot of anxiety the next day. And then I couldn't cope with that anxiety, that feeling. And so I went back to the drug.
Went back to the ice?
Yeah. So I went back to the ice.
To get rid of the feeling of anxiety.
The anxiety feeling, yeah. And then I actually felt the effects of the ice the second time I tried it.
Okay.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
It was a feeling of not caring.
Yeah.
It's like my thoughts, they were gone.
Yeah.
All the, like, I had so many thoughts and so much, like, in me thinking about what my boyfriend was doing, and all that was gone. I didn't worry about it. I didn't care. And I guess I just wanted to feel that because I didn't want to be that sort of girlfriend that was like, you know, the psychotic girlfriend that was like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, and all this. So I just kept smoking the drug and pretended I didn't care. And he had no idea about this. And then...
Were you working at this point as well? Because you finished high school, I assume?
Yes. At this time, I wasn't working at all.
Okay.
A few months down the track, I did start working.
What were you doing for money?
I was on Centrelink.
Okay.
Yeah. So my Centrelink pay going towards drugs.
Yeah.
I didn't pay rent or anything. I was living with mum and dad.
Did they know?
No.
Okay.
So this is another thing. I was hiding it all, like, in my bedroom. I remember this one time, which is so horrible, but I was smoking the drug, like, in my toilet at home, in my family home. And I was in there, I would have been in there for 2-3 hours. And my dad ended up coming and knocking on the door, and he was like, are you all right, babe?
Yeah.
Like, you've been in there for so long. And I was like, oh, yeah, I just don't feel very well.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay. And, you know, that was it. And then there was a second time where my sister had gone through my drawers and she found the ice and found the crack pipe and found everything. And she confronted me about it. And I was like, that's not mine. That's not mine. I'm holding it for someone else. And
younger sister or older sister?
Younger. Okay. 2 years younger. And, yeah, and she just was like, oh, yeah, okay. And that was it. And then it turned into like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing. Like, I wasn't sleeping for 4 days and I was fucking 18 years old. Like, well, it wasn't good. I ended up, what was I doing? I ended up getting a loan through, I don't know what it was, but I got it via my Centrelink. And this was to buy drugs, buy more ice. And, yeah, I got the loan. I brought all this ice, a lot of ice. And
do you remember how much the loan was for?
Yeah, it was like $5,000.
And you spent it all on ice?
Yeah.
Wow.
And little did I know, who I brought the ice off actually ripped me off and sold me glue. So it was just like, it wasn't even ice.
Oh. What is glue?
Like actual glue, like it was like super, like had done something to it. It was, yeah, it wasn't ice. I tried smoking it, wouldn't, like, it just wasn't. And yeah, I had a complete meltdown. Ended up going back to the house where I had been doing these drugs, and I told them everything. They didn't even know I'd done this.
Yeah, wow.
And then, yeah, so this guy ended up going to sort of, you know, get my money back, fixing it, everything for me. During this process, the boy I'd been dating found out, like, it was going around that this girl had brought, and it was glue, and, you know, it was a small town.
Yeah.
And one of his friends were like, yeah, it was Jade. And he was like, yeah. And that's how we found out that I had been smoking ice, from a friend with this rumour.
Yeah.
And saying it was actually Jade Buxton.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he confronted me about it at his house, and I just denied everything. And I was actually that scared and obviously out of my mind, not thinking. I remember going to the train station in Maroubna, and like I wanted to fucking put myself in front of the train. Like, that's how I was feeling at that moment. I ended up getting on the train, and train to Melbourne. I had all this cash and I just blew it. I went went to fucking restaurants. I remember I've got photos still of a restaurant where I've brought this fucking lobster. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. But
did you find, because you said that your boyfriend at the time, when he was smoking, that his mood changed?
Yeah.
Did you find that as well?
Yes. But I felt like it was only when I was coming down.
Okay.
Is when I'd get irritable, get moody, get grumpy, which is, I think, normal with any drug. But I had access to it, so I'd go straight back to it.
Yeah.
And, you know, that feeling was gone.
Yeah.
Ended up getting back from Melbourne and, yeah, coming clean with everything. His mum and dad even sat me down and were like, you know, this isn't you, what's going on? And I was just like, he's smoking ice. And then, yeah, it just completely blew up. He wasn't right in the head himself. And he went through a whole heap of stuff as well. Not my story to tell.
Yeah, that's fair.
But eventually, yeah, ice was gone. Got off the ice.
How old were you at this point, do you think?
I would have been 19, going 20.
Yeah.
Although before I did get off the ice, sorry, I just missed a bit.
Yeah.
I did start working.
Okay, yeah.
So I was working at SBC Cannery, night shift, and I was also studying TAFE, nursing, during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I was smoking ice, going to work at night, and then going to TAFE the next day. And I thought this was just normal. I thought I could do this. I thought I can do this. I can get my nursing done. I can make money, and I can still smoke ice.
I don't mean to laugh, but even just your face then is like, yep, I can do this. But it's like
delusional.
Yes.
So yeah, I did that for, it was probably a month that lasted.
Mm-hmm. When did you sleep?
Oh, hardly, honestly. I had to get these tablets. I was actually getting them off a friend. I don't know what they were. She had them for headaches or maybe antidepressants or something. I remember they were little blue pills.
Yeah.
I'd have to take them or it was like a Seroquel. They still have them around now. They just completely knock you out.
Yeah.
And after that 4 days of being awake, I'd just have one and sleep. But that was obviously.
Sorry, do you think you're addicted, or did it not have that control? You just were voluntary.
I definitely don't believe I was addicted. I knew exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I was using it because I thought I could.
Yeah. Okay.
And because I liked the feeling of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was one night at the cannery where I had obviously been smoking ice and I must have been up for a little while. But I was in the cafeteria, like having my break, and I grabbed a cup of water and I was shaking that much. My whole cup just went and everyone just looked at me, I remember, and I was just like, oh my God, I was so embarrassed. And it was just like a moment and I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember finishing that shift that night and completely not touching it again.
Mm-hmm.
I said to the person I was with that I wanted to move. I wanted to get away. He got off it. We ended up going on a small holiday to the Gold Coast. And yeah, once I got back from the Gold Coast, I felt like I needed to be up on the Gold Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't even have enough money to really move. I got a loan. I saved a little bit of money, not much, but I ended up getting a loan. And we packed our suitcases. We booked a cabin at Ashmore Holiday Village for a month, and yeah, jumped on a plane and moved. And And then, what was that? Ashmore. Moved. Yeah, we stayed there for about a month. He got a job first, and then I got a job a few weeks after. We ended up moving in with some friends, and yeah, sort of a new lifestyle. And then, yeah, drinking obviously with our friends, you know, on the weekends, normal sort of, how old were we? 20. He was 2 years older than me, 22. Drinking, pills, MDMA, all that stuff again, which is fine. And then I was introduced to cocaine. And, yeah, first time I had tried cocaine, and, yeah, it was one just party we were having at home, and everyone was like, yeah, we should get some cocaine, and, like, putting all the numbers together, and I was like, wow, this stuff's expensive. So, yeah, we ended up getting onto that, and I obviously fell in love with that. And that then turned into another every weekend sort of thing.
Yeah.
Partying, drinking, doing cocaine, and feeling like shit for the rest of the week sort of thing.
Yeah.
I was working as a receptionist. I got my first job in the insurance industry. And, yeah, I had actually put on a lot of weight as well. I'm assuming I was playing a bit of sport back at home before all the drugs and everything. But then obviously I lost a lot of weight on the ice.
Yeah. Did you have any like physical signs, like
no
skin picking or
no? I lost a lot of weight, and one thing with me, you wouldn't have visibly seen it, but I knew myself.
Okay.
Like I had mosquito bites on my feet and my legs, and I would pick them.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was fucking disgusting. Like, and I was very aware that I was doing that, but nothing on my face or anything like that.
And feet and legs are relatively easy to hide.
Exactly.
Pair of shoes, pair of socks.
So yeah, nothing like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had put on a bit of weight when I got to the Gold Coast. I would have been 21 now. And I had my 21st birthday party at Benoa Tavern, and I had a lot of friends come up from Victoria, everything like that. Drinking was still such a massive thing in my life. Like, but it wasn't a problem. I didn't see it as a problem then. You know, I'd drink at work. We'd go on our lunch breaks and go to the pub and have a fucking espresso martini.
Oh, wow.
And that was just a normal sort of thing. Everyone was doing it.
Yeah. And if you're doing that alone, different story. But you have peers.
Yeah. So it was like, yeah, we're all going to have a drink. And with me, I was such a person that, like, once I have one, I can't stop.
Yeah.
So at these lunches, I'd sometimes have one or quickly get 2 cocktails in and then go back to work and have, you know, pretty plastered. And then sometimes we'd even get to have a few drinks at work in the afternoon. So I was like, oh, cool.
And I can assume, like, I was a party girl. Like, you're like, yes, this is awesome.
This is the life.
That's right. This is the best job ever. How many people get to go to work and drink?
And, like, on the Gold Coast, and, like, everyone at home was like, oh, you're living the best life. Like, how awesome. I was like, yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Little did I know it was fucking destroying me.
Yeah.
And then, drinking, lots of drinking, still into the drugs, the cocaine. While I was at this, I was at this receptionist job for a little bit. And I don't think, it wasn't like a daytime thing. It wasn't turning into an every weekend cocaine thing when I sort of started the job. Sort of left the friends. We moved into our own place, so we weren't partying as much. I was still drinking, but we weren't getting on cocaine and drugs and stuff. So, yeah, I think we lasted about a year on the Gold Coast, and then we went back to Shepparton.
Oh, wow.
We missed our friends and our family, and decided after our lease, because we had got an apartment after we moved out with the friends.
Yeah.
Once that lease was finished, we're like, yep, let's go home. Like, we miss our friends and family.
Yeah.
And, going back home, we just took 10 steps backwards. Straight back into MDMA, pills every weekend, drinking every weekend. And what made things worse is I actually got a transfer from my insurance job up here because I didn't want to lose relationships. I wanted to stay in the industry. I loved the industry. So I got a transfer to like an insurer down in Melbourne. Melbourne is 2 hours from Shepparton.
Yeah, wow.
I was traveling every Monday to Friday to Melbourne to this job. And
like morning and night, or would you stay in Melbourne? Oh, okay.
No, coming home every night.
So a 4-hour commute each day.
Yeah, I'd get home, 8:30, 9 p.m. of a night.
Oh my God.
But I thought, this is cool, this is fun. And Friday nights, I'd still choose to go and party all weekend, and then feeling like shit Monday. Either call in sick on Monday, or go to work feeling like shit.
Yeah.
And that lasted. How long did that last? 8 weeks. Before I said, no, this is not it. We've got to go back to the Gold Coast.
Oh, wow.
And so we ended up going back to the Gold Coast, got his job back.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get my old job back. But I ended up moving anyways. I had a bit of money, and then I got a call. I had been applying for insurance jobs. And like my first week back on the Gold Coast, I got the call for this other job. And it was a broker assistant role, which I thought was fucking amazing. I'd been a receptionist. I've just worked at an insurer, really only admin stuff. And I really admired the brokers. I was like, I can't wait to get in that position.
Yeah.
So I finally got a broker assistant role under a male manager, and I thought it was awesome. Started that, and then I think it was maybe a few weeks into it. Same sort of concept: drinking at work, drinking on our lunch breaks. Although this was a little different because I didn't have peers to drink with on my lunch break. So I was going to the pub by myself.
Yeah.
And sculling 2 double shot vodka and oranges.
Jesus.
Double shot.
Oh, that makes me want to vomit just like thinking about it.
Oh, man.
Oh.
And then I'd go back to work, and, I think everyone I don't know, I must have hit it very well. Because, no one even thought anything. And
sometimes people just don't want to confront it. They don't want to have to deal with it, whatever you've got going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we'd drink. Our manager would bring out, drinks for everyone in the afternoon. So I was like, yes, more drinks.
Yes.
I'd be plastered by 5 p.m. But what everyone did at this workplace is finish at 5 p.m. and everyone goes to the pub.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this is awesome, going to the pub. And this actually turned into like an almost Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night thing. Mm-hmm. And I was home on the weekends.
Yeah.
Not partying anymore.
Oh, okay then.
I was partying during the week.
Yeah.
And the manager I had at the time, I don't know if he sort of picked up on things or what.
Mm-hmm.
But Mondays I was coming in pretty dusty, pretty, after a big week. Wasn't really partying much on the weekends, as I said. But he sort of confronted me on a Monday and said, oh, you're looking at, your work's a bit off, did you have a big weekend? And I was like, no. And then, I don't know, he read me, I don't know.
He just knew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, we obviously drinking at the pubs, bag of cocaine comes out, manager. And I was like, okay, this is what we're doing. And I didn't think anything of it.
So the same manager that asked you if everything was okay, then on the same day or within?
No. Probably the week after.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Did he read, like, what's...
Yeah. Okay.
How have you picked up on what sort of... Yeah. And, like, he knew... It's like he knew I'd straight away go for it.
Yeah.
After a few drinks. And, yeah. And he had unlimited supply of cocaine. So I was being fed that Monday to Friday, and I wasn't getting home, I wasn't getting home till 2, 3 a.m. in the mornings.
Mm-hmm. And on school nights, work
nights. School nights, yeah. And then going to work, leaving, I'd sometimes rock up at work at 7 a.m. early, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it was like I was trying to, like, a people pleaser. Like, I couldn't, I was just... I don't know what I was doing.
Did you have maybe a bit of guilt?
Maybe.
You felt like if I can get there early and do all of this work, then whatever I've done last night,
maybe,
it will balance out.
Maybe. But the dynamic very much changed because he ended up coming in just absolutely grumpy, treating me like shit. And it was almost like, he's feeding me all this and now he gets to treat me like shit while we're at work and I have to be his, And that went on I was at that job for nearly 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it obviously caused a lot of issues with my partner and I because I was out all night with, the men and women. Like, I never ever did anything, but, like, what would you expect really when your girlfriend's out all night, every night?
Did he know that you were, like, doing coke again?
No. Okay. He didn't know about the coke. He knew I was drinking.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So I ended up, there was a situation where we all went to the pub after work, and I actually asked one of the older ladies to come with me because one of the younger girls weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just asked her, I was like, do you mind coming? It's only the men. And she's like, yeah, of course. And it was some special night in Surfers Paradise. I remember everything was going off there. But yeah, we got to the pub. It was Surfers Surf Club.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually knew the barman, like, because I was always there all the time.
Yeah.
And we were almost like besties, And we got there and I had one drink, brought myself a drink, talking to the barman. And he was like to me, who is that guy? I was like, oh, he's my manager. Mm-hmm. He's like, there's something not right about him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, he's just weird. I was like, okay. Like, I was too fucking delirious, fucking off my head or drunk all the time to even, care or even think about that. And, this night, I think I'd had a second drink. I don't even remember. But my manager had got it for me. And next thing I know, I'm in Gold Coast Hospital, just waking up. And here's my manager right next to me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And he goes to me, oh, you shouldn't take Xanax when you drink. And I'm like, I don't take Xanax. Mm. And it was just so fucking weird. Like, I asked the hospital and they're like, oh, alcohol poisoning. I was like, I brought myself one drink. I remember having one drink. And I was ambulanced. They found me on the toilet. And I had to get an ambulance to the hospital. And I don't know where the older lady was. But yeah, ended up speaking to her next time at work. And she's the manager. Yeah. Said he'll handle it and everything. And I was like, isn't that? She's like, and I'm like, okay. Texted him being like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I was so lost. And he's like, oh, yeah, you shouldn't be taking Xanax while you're drinking. And I was like, I don't take Xanax. And he just pretty much laughed at me. So I ended up telling the younger girl when she got back. Mm-hmm. And she's like, you need to tell the bosses.
Mm. Did they do a blood test at the hospital?
No.
Okay.
This is so all very...
Yeah, lots of questions.
But he was obviously the one controlling the narrative when I look at it now. Like a protector.
Yeah.
Don't think so, but anyway. Told the bosses, the head bosses at work and everything. Nothing was done about it. And then I ended up completely cut, like I didn't want to have anything to do with that manager. And then what happened? Something had happened. I'm just having a blank.
No.
And
retrospectively, do you think that he was trying to engage in something with you?
Yes, definitely. Like now that I look back, I can see how much of a sicko he actually was, and I was too fucking delirious to even, too in my own drinking, loving the drugs to even think about that.
Yeah. And sometimes I think that, and maybe this is me as a woman, we try to see the best in people because there are a lot of misjudged people out there, and maybe doing drugs had led you to feeling that way about yourself, so you wanted to see the positive in him.
Yes. And I even remember saying to my partner at the time was even saying, I do not like him. And I was like, no, he's my manager, he's like a really good friend to me, you know.
Yeah. And maybe he had been because he had ulterior motives, but you just wanted you want the best out of everyone. Hey,
so, I was completely off him. And then there was a situation where I wanted to fly back to Victoria for a weekend. And I had to get my leave approved by this manager. I put my leave in and he didn't approve it. My flights were already booked. And I pretty much said to him, I'm going, obviously.
Did he have a legitimate reason for not approving it?
No.
Yeah.
And like nothing about this sort of workplace was very legitimate when I looked further into it.
Okay.
Like there was a lot of things that just get swept under the rug, you know, make sure everyone else is okay. The highs above. And then, I ended up going on my trip and I obviously took the Friday and the Monday off. So the Friday I didn't go into work and I ended up saying, I'm sick. I'm going to put a sick leave form in and everything like that. And he pretty much texted me and said, if you do that, you'll be sacked. And I was like, whatever, I'm fucking doing this.
Yeah.
The Saturday, I had my whole, termination in my email.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he had sacked me. For the reasons, it was repeated mistakes in work or it's just ridiculous stuff. And I just thought, I was in Victoria at the time and I just thought, fuck, what am I going to do? But I thought, nah, this
was there a paper trail of errors that you'd made?
No.
You know, had there been any
nothing.
Other? Yes.
I was one of the best employees they would have had. I did over and above. That's the sort of person that I am, especially with my work. And I knew there's, but, I have my partner saying you need to go to Fair Work. But I was also didn't tell him the whole story about all the coke that I had been doing.
Yeah, okay.
And all the drugs I'd been doing. So that wasn't something I felt comfortable going to Fair Work about when I've been partying and doing all this stuff. I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Let that go, moved on. And I got another insurance role. It's actually a broker role. So I was pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
Got a broker role in Burleigh. And this manager was another weirdo. Although he wasn't feeding me drugs. I was feeding them to myself. I was hiding it from everyone. I was doing cocaine Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Just in the evenings or before you went to work as well?
Before I went to work, at work in the bathrooms, fucking ridiculous. I have from my Snapchat of me in the toilets at this job, fucking 10 a.m. doing lines by myself.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous. And
do you think you're addicted to cocaine at that point then? Or was it still a voluntary thing?
I think I was a little bit addicted then.
Yeah.
I think just lost after everything. But still not knowing where the fuck to go. Like, I was just a very lost girl. Drinking was still massively influencing my life. Drinking was a massive influence, you know, from the day I fucking started drinking until probably the start of recently this year.
Yeah.
So I was at that job for a while, doing the cocaine, doing all of that, but hidden from everyone, still doing my work, still ticking all the boxes. I eventually, at this particular job I was in, I had to do a lot of the structuring myself. They didn't have templates. They didn't have all like normal things that the other job had. And I was very much an OCD, needed things. So I was like, I can't really be at this place. Like, I'm not really doing the things I enjoy. I ended up going through a recruiter. And I did get another job. And when I found out I got that job, it was pretty clear to me I was happy not to do cocaine anymore.
You're right.
So that's why I don't think maybe I was addicted during that lost period, like just not knowing where to go next.
Yeah, the results, the feelings of it.
Yeah. I then started this other job, which was my most recent last insurance role. I was there for just pretty much 5 years. So 5 years. So how old would I have been? Yeah, from the age of 24 must have been, or 23 I would have been when I started this role. And it was awesome. It was the structure I needed, the people I needed. My boss was amazing. Colleagues were amazing. Yeah, it was everything I needed at that time. The universe put me in that place when I needed it the most.
Yeah.
My drug use wasn't too bad. I was still drinking a lot. Drinking was just in the industry. So even at this job, we were drinking.
No drugs though.
No drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs was like, I don't know. I think I just felt like I didn't need, like my boss was just very like family orientated. Like I didn't want that. Like I was happy drinking, having a good laugh, having fun with, you know, everyone. Although anytime I went to an event, a birthday, friends, weekends, whatever, I was still doing cocaine. Yeah. I'd still buy a bag. And that was pretty much Jade, you know, like wherever Jade was and drinking, there was coke. It was just normal for me then. Never thought anything of it. And then how old? What birthday was it? Maybe 26, my 26th or 25th birthday. I brought a lot of cocaine, but for everyone.
You're a giver.
I was like, I want everyone to enjoy tonight, my birthday. But everyone else loved it everyone was into it as well. It was just a normal thing for all the friends I was with at that time, to drink and have cocaine and party and I was still, one thing I was doing, I was still training. I was going to the gym. Even if I felt shit, I'd go to the gym, which was probably one good thing in my life at that time. That sort of just gave me a bit of a different space to everything else I was in. Working at this job, yeah, it was good. Everything was well.
You still had a partner?
Yeah, still the same partner. And then, what was it? 25. When did I have Mia? We got pregnant. I got pregnant. How old? How old is she? She just turned 4. So it would have been 4 years ago.
So you would have been 24.
Yeah. I got pregnant and...
Was she planned?
No.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we weren't... It was just, we were just going with the flow, really.
Yeah.
So we had... I got pregnant. There was obviously no drugs or drinking during that. Although one thing that has always been in my life until also very recently was weed. So weed, my dad smoked weed, my sister smoked weed. Weed was just a normal sort of thing in my family.
Do you have memories of being really young and seeing your parents smoke, or were they a little bit more
not
like hit it when you were younger?
Yeah, definitely hit it. It was more me being a nosy, trying to sneak out and catch dad smoking.
Yeah, right.
And that's how I sort of found it, and then tried it.
How old were you when you think you tried it?
I would have been probably maybe 16. Yeah, around the same age I was doing all that other stuff.
Do you think that that's why you hid it as well from lots of people through your life? That's your first foundational belief around drugs.
Definitely.
Something as, I'm going to say, simple as weed compared to the other things. But like hidden. Don't let anyone see. This is a secret.
Yeah. And almost like just how normal it was when it really isn't. And this is just all, beliefs that I grew up with. Like same around drinking,
Yeah.
At one point after having Mia, I couldn't wait to have a drink. I was, I think she was fucking probably, how old? 2 months. And I couldn't wait to start mixed feeding so I could have a drink.
Yeah.
And, I was straight back into the drinking. But another thing after we had Mia was, so someone that he knew had obviously had access to cocaine, and that was back in the house again, back while we were drinking. And this is while Mia was, fucking 3 months, 4 months old. And I was obviously stopping breastfeeding so I could party again. And still, I didn't think anything was wrong with that. And because everyone around me, they were all doing it. No one was saying, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, you've got a baby. What the fuck are you doing? So cocaine was still, again, in my life all the time.
Just on weekends or?
Yeah, on the weekends, drinking.
So you're on maternity leave?
Yes. I was on maternity leave. I did go back, work from home. I think that 5 months. And then I went back to the office at 6 months. But just still drinking, cocaine. It was hand in hand. Like, I didn't want to drink without cocaine.
Yeah, okay.
If I was drinking, I wanted to have a bag. That was just Jade, normal.
Yeah. So is there people who smoke, like social smokers? You're like a social coke user.
Yeah. But it wasn't like I didn't feel, and I don't feel like even people around me, like it wasn't, I didn't feel really any different. I felt sort of, if anything, normal.
Yeah, okay.
And and that went on for probably the next few years, until what was last year, 2024, the start of 2024. I just had a massive realization. It must have been December, January, maybe even New Year's. All the friends I'd been partying with, drinking with on the weekends, you know, I'd say to my partner, I need a break. And that break was me going out partying and drinking on the weekend and leaving Mia with her dad. So, and, you know, all the friends I was with, they didn't have responsibilities. They didn't have kids. And, so I come to a realisation that, you know, this isn't right. And I started feeling more like, what about Mia? Mia needs her mum on the weekends. Mia needs her mum, like, why are you always out? And then when you're home, you feel like shit. And I just didn't want to be that mum. I'd still, you know, like, what was I think was ticking the boxes in my head was I'd take her out to do stuff still during the day on Saturdays, like big day, and then mum was gone Saturday night and Sunday she's fucked, you know. So I think that's what got me through for a little bit. Until I had that realisation, like, nah. Like, a lot of mum guilt started coming over me. And I cut all those people off, blocked them, deleted them, and, just deep dived into me. Started training consistently a lot. I was still training, you know, while I was partying. I'd still go to PT, you know, still do my training. Like,
it's different though, isn't it, when it's a form of self-love opposed to just exercise?
Yes. So I felt like obviously I was ticking boxes there. So I felt like I could do it all again.
That's right.
And then, I stopped drinking. This was like a massive thing for me. I decided that I wasn't going to drink on the weekends anymore, didn't want to drink. And I told my partner that, you know, I had so much guilt for, you know, what sort of mum I'd been. And I didn't want to be that mum anymore. So I was training and everything. This was from, January to March last year. And then March would have been the last week of March. I got a call from Mum that Dad had had a heart attack. And, like, this wasn't... Dad had issues in the previous years, and I don't know. When I look back at it now, I was like, Jade, where were you? What were you doing? Because, I should have spent a little bit more time with my dad instead of partying and doing all that other shit I was before Dad had this heart attack last year in March. I got the call and I thought, okay, a heart attack, he'll be okay. And then Mum's like, helicopters taking him to Melbourne. I was like, okay. And then she's like, I had to do CPR on him. And I was like, And I said, how long was he out for? And she's like, 10 minutes. And I was like, no. I was like, no, he's gone. And, I'd done so much research, like, into 10 minutes of no oxygen and 70 years old and the life he'd lived. I was like, nah, there's no fucking chances here. He was in the heart hospital in Melbourne, and this was on a Friday, I think I got the call. So the Saturday and the Sunday, Mum was in there with Dad. He was in a coma. They wanted to just keep him, after everything. And then we were going to try to wake him up from Monday. So Mum's like, come down, wake Dad up. I said, yep, So I flew down on the Monday. And I don't know, I just knew, like, I remember, like, just looking out the plane window and I just knew that he wasn't here anymore. And, yeah, I got down to Melbourne and my Uncle Mick picked me up and he was like, yeah, I'm going to go wake Dad up. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to wake him up. And yeah, got to the hospital and seen him. I'd seen him like that before, but not this bad. And yeah, the next 2 days I spent trying to wake my dad up, playing him music, playing him videos of Mia, talking to him. And then we had to obviously get brain scans done. And yeah, it come back that there was no brain activity. And yeah, we had to say goodbye. So that was, yeah, March 28th, I think. And yeah, we had all the family come. So I have a brother, older brother and older sister in Sydney. And they flew down. Oh no, they didn't fly down. They all drove down. All the kids, everyone drove down. My brother, my stepbrother from Gladstone, he flew down. My little sister, she lived down in Victoria, so she was there. And yeah, we had to say goodbye to Dad, unfortunately. And yeah, that just sent me into like 10 months of a wild ride. So I ended up flying back because Dylan, my partner, and Mia was still on the Gold Coast. And so I flew back up, got some stuff, and I flew back down with them just because Mia's a handful. And yeah, we all went back down for the funeral. And yeah, from that night that Dad passed, I started drinking massively again. I was even into like, what was I in? Like prescription tablets because I just wanted to feel something. Felt like I couldn't feel anything at all. And yeah, I had the funeral and I think I had a couple of beers before the funeral. Didn't get plastered because I had to make a speech. And I made my speech. And, you know, this is how I know I was not okay. Because when I got to the funeral, you know, I went around to everyone, all the family, giving them all hugs and everything. And I was saying, you know, don't be sad. You know, we're here to celebrate Dad's life. We don't have to be sad. Like, now I think about it, like, I was so fucking sad. Like, I didn't know sad until this hit me.
Yeah. Our brain has strange coping strategies and mechanisms in grief.
Yeah, so I had the funeral. And then at this point, I was drinking, like, a lot. I think if I was drinking, if I got to go to sleep, I'd have a few hours sleep, but I was waking up and having a beer straight away. I remember one night I tried sleeping on the couch, and this was at Mum and Dad's. Everyone was still, you know, around a few days after the funeral. And I just got up and I couldn't deal with what was in my head, in like the feeling in my stomach, and I needed a drink to fix that, like just to make it go away. And it was like 7 a.m. And I was out in the shed on the beers, and I remember my partner walked out, and yeah, he was just the look I remember. But then he grabbed a beer too, and yeah, it was just a fucking rough time. And yeah, I think I drank until we got on the plane, like a week straight, and I was on fucking any drugs I could find. I was on like coke, fucking Valiums, anything, and I still like was functioning. I don't know how.
It's amazing you didn't die.
I know. We got to the Gold Coast and got home, and yeah, I had to get a drink. I could not cope without drinking. Like, the feeling in my stomach, it was almost like I needed a drink to feel normal, like for the pain in my stomach to go away. Like, I had this, like, the sick feeling of just, I don't know what it is, grief, sadness. And yeah, my partner said to me, you can't keep doing this. And that's probably one thing that was like, to me, him saying that and the look in his eyes. And with me, I was like, no, I can't keep doing this. I even said out loud, like, I don't know how I'm going to keep on going on with life without drinking every day. But I ended up, I was supposed to go back to work the next few days. It was a Monday, so we got back. And then the Monday I was due to go back to work. And I texted my boss and I said, no, I'm not ready to come back yet. And he texted me back and he said, all right, that's okay, but we have this event on today. And it was an event I looked forward to every year. And he goes, I reckon you'll really enjoy it. So I went, and I'm so glad I did, because, yeah, I would have been in a world of hurt if I didn't go that day. And it's really what snapped me back into reality. I went to this event and I ended up seeing one of my friends as well, and like first time I'd seen her after Dad. So that was like another thing that was, I don't know, it just felt like the things I needed at that time were happening. And then, yeah, I ended up still drinking a little bit, but not as bad. Like, I was working, I was pretty much back to reality. But I guess I don't think I was really grieving. I had just sort of pushed it all and just dealing with what was in front of me. Mia, work, making money, keeping the house going. And I was scrolling Facebook this one day, and I seen this ad come up, and I was like, strengthen your mind, strengthen your body. And I was like, oh, I've got to strengthen my mind. And it was this boxing gym in Ashmont, Matrix boxing gym. I thought, all right, I'm going to sign up. I'm going to do a PT. So yeah, I signed up, I did a PT, and I fell in love. Like, I just loved it. When I was doing the boxing, like, everything was just gone, you know. I didn't feel all that stuff anymore. So I went hardcore training, not drinking. I drink on the weekends, but I was drinking like the 10-calorie cans, pretty healthy drinks, no sugar stuff. I was very strict on my nutrition, everything like that. But I was training twice a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, hardcore. And I wasn't at home overnight with Mia and my partner. And it was causing a bit of issues because I was pretty much choosing boxing over being home with the family. And at that time I thought, like, what's wrong with this? Like, you know,
you're doing something healthy. You're not drinking.
Yeah, and I was like,
the exercise is meaning you're not drinking.
Yeah. And, you know, my partner was like, you know, you're not home, you know, and I was like, well, no, I'm busy. I need to do this. And I ended up turning on him because I felt like he was taking me away from something that was providing me with a bit of relief, I guess. But, yeah, I was distracting myself from what I should have been feeling. And that went on until November, December. So we started having massive issues, November, December. And it resulted in him going back to Victoria at the start of December. We broke up. It was a horrible breakup. It was not, you know, the way it should have been. It was messy. It's affected Mia. Yeah. And Mia and I ended up spending Christmas at my boss's house. And, you know, the mindset I was in at that time was like, you know, he's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, and
he's left.
Yeah, he's left because I was choosing myself and all of this stuff. And I was so oblivious to, you know, what I was really doing, which was distracting myself and not feeling my own feelings when someone who was trying to support me, I was just pushing away. And, yeah. And ended up, having Christmas, which was just sad, really. I thought I was happy. Like, at the time, when I look back, I thought I was happy, you know, everything was pretty good, but it wasn't. I ended up asking my partner if he could take Mia if he wanted to have her for a few weeks. So I flew her down to Victoria. I went with her. New Year's Eve it was. And I made a promise to myself I wanted to be sober. I wanted to stay sober for New Year's. You know, this was time to work on myself. And this time without Mia is to work on myself, not to, you know. And I seen him and, my heart just broke seeing him. And, to leave Mia with him and went back to the Gold Coast by myself. And, and actually, I was on the plane and I actually met these guys on the plane. I sat next to these Albanian young guys and, it was super nice and, everything like that. When we got back to the Gold Coast, Ubers were fucking surging. They're like, come on, you can come on our Uber. I was like, all right. They dropped me home. They were lovely. And I'm actually still got friends with them to this day. But they invited me out that New Year's Eve and I said, no. And I come home. And I stayed home, which was just amazing for me, which I couldn't believe. And then I spent the next few days, I remember January 1st, 2nd and 3rd, training hard, you know, focusing on myself. The Thursday, I ended up going for lunch with a colleague and I had a few beers. After this few beers, this is how I know I knew what my intent was, because I wouldn't have contacted this person if I didn't know what my intent was. Had lunch, had a few beers, and then I contacted an old friend that I had blocked and deleted a couple years ago because of the cocaine and the drugs and the benders, all that. And I was like, do you want to hang out? You know, and we ended up going to Holy Moly, got plastered, got on the coke. and that turned into a 5-day bender.
Yeah.
And that was I've actually got a tattoo during that time, a home tattoo.
Oh, wow.
Done by a random girl off my head.
Yeah. What's the tattoo of?
It's just a little love heart here.
Oh, okay. Look, it could be worse.
Yeah, it could be on my face.
Yeah. Or like a little brick of Coke.
Oh, God. Exactly. So yeah, that was this is how gone I was. I ended up contacting a friend from Victoria and telling her to fly out to the Gold Coast. She ended up flying up to Gold Coast, getting to my house, and I wasn't even home.
Oh, wow.
Still out on my bender. And she's like, where are you? And I was like, oh. Ended up coming home. And yeah, she was here. And anyways, I obviously couldn't sleep that night. They were asleep. So we had a pool at that time at the house we were in. I was out by the pool drinking on the drugs. Waited for them to get up, offered them drinks as soon as they got up in the morning, which they took because, well, they're on holidays. I then called my friend that I had been partying with, who brought a whole heap of drugs to the house. MDMA, pills, coke, the table's full of drugs outside. And then like it turned into, the friend I had is I guess I can say this, I won't say the names, but he works in a solicitor office. Mm-hmm. The solicitor partners ended up at my house.
Oh, wow.
And it was just a whole fucking thing for the next 2 days. And I felt so uncomfortable. Like I was, in a world of pain. Just having people in my house,
You didn't know?
Yeah.
And the fact that they were all also on drugs?
Yeah. And it was just disgusting, you know? It was just fucking disgusting. Ended up, everyone went home after, it's been the 4th day, the Sunday. And I was due to go back to work the Monday. Yeah. And I had just been partying that whole 5 days, and it was Sunday, and I was still drinking. I had ordered 2 bottles of wine on that Sunday morning off Uber Eats. Yeah. 2 $8 bottles of wine, I recall. Yeah. And I thought, and I couldn't even remember I was supposed to go back to work the next day after the holidays. Yeah. Ended up obviously texting my boss and saying like, sorry, I'm not well, I can't come in, which he would have known is so unusual for me. Like, lucky my friend was there because I honestly was so fucking suicidal after this bender. Like, I didn't have Mia. It was like a realisation of everything I'd lost and what I'd been doing the last sort of few months.
And compounding that was coming down?
Yeah.
Of all the drugs as well?
Yeah. And, like, I was so sick. Like, I couldn't even walk. My stomach was just, like, she had to pretty much bring me food in bed because I was just so fucked. And, like, I missed, even during that time, I should have been FaceTiming Mia. Wasn't even fucking FaceTiming Mia. And then I ended up, just having a massive, I got, like, after a few days, went back to work. That whole week I was still fucked. I was shaking at work. My colleagues were like, you're not okay. Like, what's going on? They were like, what's going on? And I was like, I've just been on a fucking big fat bender. I'll be fine next week, don't worry. And then, went back to training and everything. And I actually ended up messaging before I was due to go back and get Mia. And just, coming clean with everything. And apologising. And I just wanted my family back. And this isn't the life that I want. And And even during that time, we had both seen other people.
Yeah.
You know, we'd had been together since, you know, I was 15.
Yeah.
And I guess we both figured, you know, like, we don't like it. We much prefer to be with each other.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I went down, got Mia, and my partner and I ended up having, conversation, and we, sort of reconnected. And then I brought Mia back, and we sort of made a plan to get him back to the Gold Coast.
It sounds like you really took responsibility.
Oh, I had to.
Yeah.
It was just such a big realization for me. You know, I wasn't grieving. I was distracting myself with boxing and then pushing away someone I love to keep on distracting myself.
And destroying yourself.
Yeah. So we eventually got him back up here. Things still weren't very good, and not really on my end, but mainly for him. I guess he just didn't have much trust. He was very, which is, all completely normal. So it was a real work in progress. We were still having a lot of issues. I ended up signing up to an 8-week fight camp, which was a very intense 8 weeks of training. And he was not really supportive of it. And nothing on him, you know, after what I just put him through with, you know, boxing. So it was a hard 8 weeks. It was a very stressful 8 weeks. He almost left again day before my fight. And it was just not good. But eventually, you know, after I actually had my fight, a lot of things changed for us. I guess I wasn't so much in the boxing. I was finally out, and still when I got him back, I was in the boxing again. It was, so obviously he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he's like, why did you do this? Why did you sign up for this? And I was still like, I need to do this. And now we both look at it, and I'm glad I did do it because it's changed me completely. But it's also changed him.
When you say fight, you physically fought, punched, boxing style?
Amateur.
Yeah.
I had my first amateur boxing fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I even went out. So that night after, I hadn't been on drugs, hadn't been drinking. It had been, you know, I was clean. I was still smoking weed. Smoking weed was a everyday normal thing for me. So I was still doing that. But not drinking, not doing party drugs, anything like that. And then the night after the boxing fight, I lost my boxing fight, but I was still so proud of myself, all the feelings, everything like that. I just felt like a new woman. I felt like I could do anything. So, our relationship took a better turn after all that had finished. And even that night, I did have a few drinks, but it wasn't like, I didn't feel like I needed to binge drink like I used to or anything like that. It was a completely different night for me, which I believe set the tone for everything that I can, when I go out now, I have 1 to 2 drinks, you know, and I'm okay with that. But it definitely took a while. And even after my fight camp, I had to deep dive into, you know, my feelings. Am I grieving? Am I properly grieving? And I thought I had been still. But it wasn't until the last maybe few months where I had left my insurance role to do my own stuff. And I was smoking weed a little bit more than obviously what I had normally done. I would only use it over night time, you know, to go to sleep. And now I wasn't working full time like I had been for the last 8-9 years. I was sort of just free. So
Free
it's
time.
like, well, I might just go have a swim and have a little, you know. Which I just kept thinking, am I using this intentionally? How am I using this? Am I using creatively? I was like, no, I don't think I should really be doing this. And it was only, recently where I decided, I think I need to sort of see who I am without that.
That takes a huge amount of self-awareness. Well done.
Since it's, you know, been in my life, you know,
half of your life.
Yeah. And so normal. And it still is so normal with my family and everything like that. The more I thought about it, I was like, I use it at night, but is that like, am I suppressing my emotions? Am I like feeling all of my emotions? And I started to realize, I don't think I am. I think I'm using this a little bit to suppress some stuff.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, I removed it. And yeah, for a while, for the first few days, I was like, oh, I have been suppressing emotions.
Yeah.
Because, the first 3 or 4 days of not doing that at night time, flooded in so many emotions. A lot of emotions I hadn't dealt with still about dad, about mum, about my childhood, about everything. So yeah, and I am still navigating that now. But I think I can see now why I was using it the way I was. It was a quick shut off for me. You know, something pissed me off.
Yeah, okay.
I don't care anymore. What do you mean? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm over it. That was what it was giving me, which is not. You need to feel those things. You know, you need to take the hard road.
Yeah.
It was an easy sort of thing for me to not feel some things and pretend I don't care about things when I do care. And that's also been another eye-opening thing, I guess, with my ADHD. So I was diagnosed with that last year, which I think was a big, perhaps, impact on maybe some of my drug use as a younger child, as a teenager, even until, recently.
Did you use the word boredom?
Yeah.
When you were describing your early teen use of bored of this, so I tried this, and then I got bored of that, so I tried this.
And same with the weed. The reason I smoked weed was because I was getting bored. I had nothing to do. And if I smoke weed, then I'm like, oh, okay, it doesn't really matter. I'm happy to sit here bored and feel like this. When I'm not, you know, under the influence of weed and I'm bored, I'm like, what can I do? Yeah. Because of my ADHD. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was just a bit of a shutdown, quiet time sort of thing for me. But, you know, with it's the emotions that had also an effect, which I don't believe is a good thing. You need to feel all the emotions. And, I realise that now. Yeah. And, that's pretty much me.
That was incredible.
Really?
Yeah, I really love that.
Really?
I really loved that. You were just so insightful, and I really loved how through your whole story you just took responsibility, like, this is what I did, this is what I did, this is what I did, this is how it is. And there's no real, like, kind of sugar-coated or cover it up but I did this because of this. It was just like, this is the fact. So I really, really love that. Thank you so much for sharing.
That's okay.
I always love to finish the episodes with, if you could go back in time and give little Jade advice, or someone who's going through a similar situation to any point in your journey or even now, what would you like to share with them from what you've been through?
I would say to not give up and to keep on keeping on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been in some dark places. You might be in some dark places too, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light is beautiful.
Yeah, that's right. And when you're in the trenches, it doesn't feel like that, but sometimes you need to hear these stories and hear that someone else was truly, truly stuck in some shitty places and have still come out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
So thank you.
Thank you.
The experiences, interviews, and comments shared on this page and podcast are those of the contributors and interviewees. These opinions and experiences are not owned by or the views of the Uncommon Exposé. Any views, opinions, or beliefs expressed herein are personal and belong solely to the contributors. The Uncommon Exposé does not endorse or reflect the view of those individual contributions and interviews. Our content is not intended to malign any individual, company, organisation, club, religion, ethnic group, anyone, or anything. The Uncommon Exposé will use our best endeavours to vet the content of interviews. However, we cannot guarantee and do not warrant that they are authentic, accurate, or complete, nor shall we accept liability for any views expressed in any contributions shared in any interview. To the extent permitted by law, the Uncommon Exposé excludes liability for any damage or loss caused by use or reliance upon the information contained on this page or in any interview.